Welcome back to another episode of To the Galaxy Pod, hosted by yours truly. Back at it again with another episode with a lot of things to discuss. A blockbuster trade went down surrounding Damian Lillard, the media day, and reacting to the Bills versus the Dolphins. So, yeah, pretty busy past week and headed to the weekend. But with that being said, let's jump right into it. Off the gate, a blockbuster trade has happened. Damian Lillard finally gets out of Portland. He got sent to the Milwaukee Bucks with a lot of players involved. It was a three-team deal. It sent Dame to Milwaukee. It sent Nurkic from the Blazers to the Suns. You got Aiden going to the Blazers from the Suns. You got Grayson Allen from the Bucks going to the Suns. There's a lot of players involved, but ultimately Dame got out of Portland. Oh, Drew Holiday was also in that deal. He got rerouted. Well, he got sent to the Blazers in the trade for Dame, but ultimately he got rerouted to the Celtics. So a lot of trades, big moves being made. But first, with the trade with Dame, I gotta say it was sort of long overdue in the sense of like, him pretty much doing what he do basically for nothing. Like, don't get me wrong, he did his thing last season. He averaged a career high in 32 points, but didn't lead to none. So now he's going to a championship, caliber team with, Giannis, Rick Lopez, Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis. He got some nice assets over there. They just signed campaign. They still got Malik, where they signed Malik Beasley. Got some pretty good players over there. But ultimately, him going to team up with Giannis is scary. I mean, you can make that case that they are the best duo, but that's a scary duo for sure. Like those two in the pick and roll is just scary. It's scary sight to see. But ultimately, I'm happy for him. He can actually go compete for a championship at the highest level. He wouldn't, in my opinion, I don't think he could have ever done that in Portland. But it's just my opinion. But I don't think he could just get no guys to come there and want to play and compete for anything. So yeah, I like Dame going to the Bucks, but ultimately you hate losing Drew. I mean, what Drew brings to a team, you just can't teach, especially on defensive end. He just so disciplined. He can guard pretty much 1 through 4, some fours. And, he hold his own. He hold down the fort. So and he can give you buckets on the other end as well. But ultimately in this league, you have to give up something good to get something great. And for Drew, I mean, it all worked out. He get to go to the Celtics and play with Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Porzingis. They got Derek White, Horford. They got a nice team over there as well. Hate to see them trade Robert Williams away. That's a huge loss. But hey, like I say, to get something great, you got to give up something good. So yeah. Also, Malcolm Brogdon was included in that trade as well. But a separate trade, when in the Damian Lillard trade, the Milwaukee Bucks traded Drew Holiday to the Trailblazers to get Dame. But 3 days ago, Drew Holiday got rerouted to the Celtics, which included a package of picks and Robert Williams and Malcolm Brogdon. So yeah, I don't expect Brogdon to stay on the Trailblazers. I expect a lot of contenders to go after him. 2 names, maybe 3 that pop off that I could automatically think of is the Miami Heat, the Sixers for sure, and the Clippers. Yeah, I can see them going out there and making a nice package for him. More so the Sixers than anything. Man. I'm pretty sure they pretty much fed up with James Harden, more so the players than anything, especially Joel Embiid. But yeah, a lot of deals going on. This should definitely be one of the most interesting seasons for sure in a long time. It's a lot of headlines. You got the new trio of KD, Book, Bradley Beal, with us, with the Warriors, seeing how Chris Paul fit in, with the way we like to run things. You got Marcus Smart going to the Grizzlies. You got Dame with Milwaukee now. You got Drew Holiday with the Celtics. You got it's a lot of things. You got LeBron and AD, seeing how they look. Nuggets, Clippers, potentially. So you got the Kings, Timberwolves. So it's a lot of teams, Cavs. So it's a lot of things, to see. But it should definitely be an exciting season for sure, no doubt. But yeah, a lot of interesting moves been made. But yeah, the Celtics and the Bucks, they definitely got better for sure. As I mentioned, just happened to see Dame finally go somewhere to compete. But yeah, moving on to the Warriors media day. When I drop this video, it should be like a day after the media day. But a few notes I took away from it is that the vets are locked in, like from Draymond to Steph to Clay, even Chris Paul. I love what I heard from them. Lone Wiggs, those guys are locked in. They all about winning for sure. If it's one thing I probably, and it's no knock on Clay, is that one thing I could probably say about him, he made some comments about him wanting to be an all-star again. I have no problem with that, but it starts to become a problem if, he get to chucking up shots, that's not, naturally made or, that's not coming to him naturally. He don't have to go out there just shot hunting, just to get your stats up and things like that. Just if it was meant for him to be an all-star again, just let it happen naturally. So hopefully, I'm wishing him he could be an all-star. I feel he come from. It's been a while. He want to get back to that, but don't just force the issue and let it happen naturally. You playing with two of the greatest point guards still play this game. Steph and Chris Paul. So you got some smart IQ players who can get you, high quality shots, and Draymond alone as well. So yeah, but other than that, like I said, the guys are locked in. I love what I heard from them, even the rookies. They know, especially Trace Jackson Davis. What he said, I love. Because that's what we need from him. He said, the question was, what would some along the lines of what would his role be for this team? Or what can he bring to the team? Just kept it simple, being able to set screens, rebound, play hard and be a lob threat. So that's what we would need him to do. Nothing else more than that. So I'm glad that kid get it. He's 24, should turn like 25 this season. He played 4 years at Indiana, if I'm not mistaken. If that's the right college. But yeah, I love to hear that. But yeah, everything seemed to be on track. Once I drop this video, that's when a training camp officially starts. So yeah, interesting to see how everything pans out. But I love what I heard thus far. Oh yeah, GP2 as well. He 100% healthy. He said he's looking to play with some along the lines of 82 games this season. So like I said, we locked in. I know when everybody on the same page, we're just a hard team to beat. Start with the head of the table, and Steph Curry, and everybody else follow his lead. So this definitely should be an exciting season for sure. Can't wait for year 3, JK and Moses to take that leap. We'll be a lethal and elite team. So yeah, definitely should be a fun season for sure. Less than like 3 weeks away from the season, and I'm excited to get to it. So yeah, but that's that for media day. Moving on to the Buffalo Bills versus the Miami Dolphins reaction. What a game it was for us England. Got some notes here I'm going to break down. Tre'Davious White, man. Non-contact injury. Those are the worst. Once you see stuff like that, you just automatically think of the worst, even though I had hopes for him. But report came out that he suffered an Achilles injury. He's going to be out for the season. It sucks, man. Especially with this just being week 4. Like, man, we were just getting into a groove. He played a part in a lot of things on the defensive end. Just getting after it, being that dog, having that mentality. It sucks to see him go down, but the next man have to step up. But I'm wishing him a speedy recovery and let him know that Bill Mafia is going to hold down the fort. We got his back, so just no need to be in a rush. Hate to see him go down. Like I say, he was just getting into a groove. I think like 2 years ago, he had like a injury. Can't quite identify what it quite was, but it was some like season-ending injury, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, man, you just hate to see injuries, part of the game. A lot of injuries had transpired. Week 1, Aaron Rodgers, Nick Chubb, Tre'Davious Diggs. Like, man, just crazy. Like, a lot of injuries just going on. But all those guys' name I just listed, I'm just wishing them a speedy recovery as well. You know, you just hate to see players go down, especially you know, in sports. You guys put their body on the line. You just wanna, you know, wish the best for them. But it definitely sucked because we was up on the Dolphins when this injury happened. So it's like a lot of questions in the air. Like, man, if he was never out there, would this would this have happened? But can't, you know, just think like that. Just gotta stay positive. But just wish him a speedy recovery. But yeah, let's get right into it. I had to say that first. Okay, so against the Dolphins, first off, we scored our most points in the half with 31. I mean, we scored our most points in the half with 31. 31 points in 30 years, so most points in the half in 30 years with 31 points. So that alone should tell you how this finna go. Josh Allen was surgical as he completed 14 to 17 passes for 201 yards and 3 touchdowns, with Stephon Diggs catching 5 for 107 and two of the 2 touchdowns. The combination of Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs was amazing. Like they was just getting right to it. He was, you know, Josh Allen was setting him up in perfect ways for him to succeed, and he executed off of it. But yeah, shout out to Josh Allen for making the right reads, you know, when Stephon was open. So yeah, but we did kind of start off a little bit rough, but after a rough start, our defense flipped the script in the game. We forced 2 Miami punts in a row with 2 minutes to go in the first half, and Matt Milano forced a fumble. So like I said, we started up kind of slow, but eventually we started picking up things because I think like the Dolphins, when they first 2 drives that they converted on them, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, but overall, Stephon Diggs had 3 touchdowns for the game. He passed Calvin Johnson for the most 50 for the 50th most career reception in NFL history. His 2 touchdowns in the first half marked that. So yeah, it was also a career day for Josh Allen, who finished with 5 total touchdowns and 0 turnovers. Keyword: 0 turnovers. You know, a lot of guys like to joke about Josh, how he's turnover prone, and you know, I can understand. I mean, he do turn the ball over a lot, but like I mentioned in my videos, like you just gotta outweigh that with the great things he do. He's not a perfect player. He's still learning. He getting it. Same thing with Steph. Like switch back over to NBA. He you know, Steph can get a little turnover crazy at times, but you know, you overlook that, you know, with his greatness, so you don't try to hold that against him, which is why, even though it's different because, you know, Steph got championships and Josh Allen hasn't. He hasn't gotten there yet, but you know, with Josh, some people can slack up on that, but he's still getting better. He's young, you know, he got a lot of ways to go. So yeah, but like I mentioned, that's huge with 0 turnovers, and he accounted for 5 total touchdowns, so that's amazing. But yeah, we pretty much played a perfect game against them. You know, that was an amazing sight to see. So yeah, but with the Dolphins, we gave them their first L of the season. It's crazy because in my last video, I mentioned how they put a hurting on the Broncos a few weeks ago, but they beat them by 50, 20-7 in the final score. But yeah, there was a lot of hype going to this game, and also it was the underdog. The Bills was the underdog to a certain extent. A lot of people had them beating the Bills, so yeah. But 3 notes I got about them is that, well, I mentioned this earlier. The Dolphins scored touchdowns on their first 2 possessions, but they cannot keep up with our high-power offense. Also, their running game was not effective for the Dolphins, in which it went. So credit to our defense. We set the tone early. Let it be known we're not, you know, y'all not going to run as much as y'all accustomed to. So yeah. Also, one key thing: Tyreek Hill received a season low in targets, but he did lead Miami with 58 yards on 3 catches, while only being targeted 5 times, which are both season lows. The Bills made it a clear point to not allow him to get loose. They did a terrific job on Tyreek Hill. Like I mentioned, he only was targeted 5 times, which is a season low. It don't get no better than that. I mean, you know, there's no secret. Tyreek Hill the fastest player in the league, and you know, to do that, to keep him for only being targeted 5 times is just a testament to how great our defense was. So yeah, shout out to them for getting it done. Tyreek Hill is no easy coverage. It takes more than just one guy, so total team effort. So shout out to them for getting it done. Also, keeping Hill involved is a must for the Dolphins offense, whether it's big plays, screen passes, or handing him the ball out of the backfield. Forcing opposing defenses to constantly focus on him should allow Tua the space he needs to work his magic. So yeah, even though, like I said, you know, our defense did a great job on him. They only Tua only targeted Tyreek for 5 targets, but you know, you still got to get him more involved though, because our defense was in Tua's face pretty much all game, making it tough for him to break off big plays down the field. So, you know, it was a tough game for them. They struggled, honestly, but like I said, our defense was amazing. But one key thing, I got to bring this up, this will be the last point on this topic. The Dolphins cornerback. He allowed Stephon Diggs to catch 6 passes for 130 yards and 3 touchdowns. After the game, he admitted that his fundamentals was off. You know, this is his second year in the league, but for the most part, he done a solid job for the Dolphins. I haven't really watched them this season before we played them, but from doing my research on him, he has been doing a pretty solid job for the most part. While Jalen Ramsey has been injured, you know, he's also out with a meniscus injury, so hoping he can heal up pretty quick as well. Wish him a speedy recovery as well. But yeah, this is second year guy. Going to Stephon Diggs. It's tough because I don't know why, you know, the defensive coordinator allowed him to just left him on the island against one of the best wide receivers in the league. And this is a second year player. Now, don't get me wrong, he probably has that confidence in him, and that's okay. But understand, like, this is Stephon Diggs we talking about here. This ain't just no easy task. Like, you gonna take more than just, you know, one guy to fit him to slow him down, especially not a second year guy. But he been holding down the fort for the Dolphins for the most part, but it's just a different animal. I mean, it's a different task when you're going up against an animal like Stephon Diggs. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put in this particular moment.
Something fun to watch, I believe. 2nd and 6. Josh looking down the sideline. It's Diggs with another flag out. He is able to get away from those 2 tacklers, and no one's going to touch him the rest of the way. Touchdown, Buffalo.
We talked about Kohu having to go against Diggs, and they're going to take advantage. If you're going to play him one-on-one, this is going to be maybe the deciding factor. Who's the penalty on no illegal contact?
I'm going to put in this specific play that Stephon Diggs got on him for 2 guys at that. Stephon Diggs was killing me, man. 3 touchdowns. He was a dog, man. For sure. He a confirmed dog. He's him, as he would say. But, yeah. Our team pretty much out-coached there. I coached them, so, yeah, shout out to the Bills for getting the job done. But, yeah, that's pretty much everything. I touched on everything. But, yeah, thank y'all for tuning in, as always. Well, make sure y'all follow me on Twitter as well. You can see it at R2R30 and 31. So 111. So yeah, excited for the NBA season. A few weeks away. Can't wait, man. It's all a matter of time before we can see all these great marquee matchups, and I can't wait to discuss them on this channel. So yeah, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video, comment some positive as always. And with that being said, we out. Peace.